What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to an episode of WNN. I'm your host, Weaver Beats, and tonight we'll be talking about the music production news. We've got a jam-packed session of news tonight, guys. We have fake AI-generated Frank Ocean songs that scammed people out of money. We have Google text-to-AI. Don't worry, I think that's it for the AI stuff. We got new plugin mastering compressors, whatever the hell this thing is. We got someone mad at Behringer. We got it all. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Our first story of the night is going to be about AI, but it's a pretty promising looking AI tool at the very least, so sorry, I guess. I don't know. So Google has a new experimental AI tool named MusicLM that can turn text prompts into high fidelity music. Now, are they good? Debatable. I've heard some that were pretty decent. I've heard some that were terrible. Some people will have you believing that it's really good. Maybe in the next video, I will dive into it a little bit further. So it's described as an experimental text-to-music model that can generate unique songs. Anything that uses AI, I'm not going to say that it's 100% unique. That's basically what it can't do, is be creative generally, since everything it does is based off of something else. It's trained on 5 million audio clips, amounting to 280,000 hours of music, plus an additional data set of 5,500 music clips with descriptions written by actual musicians. So there's definitely some ways this could be useful. I'm not sure how legal it is to use something from it and sample it or like use it as part of a song in any way. Generally, AI created things you do not own the copyright to. We've seen that in the past with visual generated AI. Bizarre World Kenny Beats. I feel like, okay, I'm gonna get real judgmental here. I feel like all the people pictured here do not care about the ethical ramifications of doing this to art. That's all I'll say about this right here. So they say it's a tool that could come in handy for musicians looking to generate an accompaniment. If you don't play the piano or guitar, you start prompting and you get an accompaniment. For example, if you're a drummer and you want something to play with, you can just type and you have something. I'm really just curious about the legal ramifications of using this in music. Obviously, if you flip it, you'll get away with it, but you should get away with it, I think. I don't know what the future holds for technology. I wouldn't put all your eggs in this basket. That's all I'm saying. It could be very cool. It seems very cool. I'll do a video about it next time. I hate doing AI videos. It's so blown out. But if it's a good AI tool, I don't see why not, right? It's the future and everything, right? Okay, in our next story, we got one more piece of AI news, guys. But trust me, this one's funny. I don't know if it's funny. It's more bad. It's more bad, which I guess is funny, right? Anyways, fake AI-generated Frank Ocean songs scammed people out of $13,000. How does that happen, you may ask? Let's find out. Now, the first thing I want to say here is, in the era of AI technology here, how the fuck do you fall for this? You should be, your ears and brain should be perked up I'm getting sold these Frank Ocean leaks. Is it possible it's fake? Nah, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. Anyways, the scammer was known as Morning Assassin. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. I'm not really seeing it at the moment. Maybe you guys have something. So he sold the songs via Discord for prices ranging from $3,000 to $4,000. And I'm assuming he's got 3 or 4 people. I don't want to shame victims here, but if you're a victim of an AI scam, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you're a victim of an AI scam in 2023, I don't know what to tell you. Basically, this took place in a fan-made Discord, and apparently one of the tracks is genuine, which is how you build credibility, so I can kind of see how some people might fall for this at that point. The most insane thing is Frank Ocean hasn't released an album since 2016, and there's people so desperate for his music still that 7 years later, they're getting tricked into buying fake music. So you know how there's a lot of crypto and NFT scams, maybe in the past year or two? I guess even further back if you're talking about crypto. I feel like we're going to enter the new era of AI scams. There's people working on it right now, so be wary, guys. If you're an idiot, be careful out there. AI technology continues to leave many on the fence, debating if it can ever truly be used ethically in the music industry. Universal Music Group requested that streaming services block AI companies from accessing songs from its catalog to train their AIs just last month. Meanwhile, artists such as Grimes and David Guetta are encouraging the use of AI. Honestly, I think they should really just stop letting people train through any streaming service for any music. I feel like that's not... We didn't sign up for that. No one signed up for that. I feel like it's kind of, there's got to be some sort of ethical problem with that, right? Wow, we can actually hear these songs. I'm a little bit afraid to play them though. I feel like this could somehow get me copyright striked or something. So Motherboard, aka Vice, actually interviewed the victims as well as the scammer. Not sure how that came about. People keep talking about the great things about AI, and so far I'm mostly only seeing negative things. There's a few positives, but for the most part, it seems like this has been a lot of negativity. So apparently the scammer hired a musician to create 9 Frank Ocean tracks. And apparently he tested the waters by posting one of them to a leaked music forum and everyone was buying it. All I'm saying is if I paid $3,000 to $4,000 for this, I'd be mad as fuck. I'd be super mad. Interesting. Morning Assassin also publicly leaked another track called The Line, which they told Motherboard was AI generated. When Motherboard tried to upload The Line to SoundCloud, the music streaming service repeatedly removed the track, saying it had triggered the company's copyright protections. SoundCloud also removed other tracks that were more clearly AI generated. Now that's shocking to me because I feel like SoundCloud has some of the worst technology out there, so I don't understand how they're automatically removing AI tracks. That's very odd. I find that very odd. I'm not saying they're lying or anything, but that's just very strange to me. Like, SoundCloud doesn't even have a functioning algorithm. The recommendations are completely fucked. If you're going around looking for unauthorized, unreleased music, you're basically opening yourself up mainly to scams. For the most part, like, it's all gonna be scams. Like, probably like 99.9%. So like, you're pretty much asking for it. Don't take that out of context here. Apparently Spotify recently ejected thousands of AI generated songs, so that's a good thing. One of the good things about being bald before, well, I shouldn't say bald, about shaving my head before, I was never bald, okay? Don't you dare say that. When I would wear the headphones, it wouldn't leave these indentions on my hair. I feel like I look like a fucking doofus. Okay, in our next story, Behringer is making a really cheap synth, like they always do. Except this one seems pretty powerful and it's $69. Is that a joke? I don't know. It's really hard to tell with these guys. That could just be the right price for what they're selling, apparently. So it's called the JT4000. It's apparently the most powerful synth in a really small package. I feel like there's definitely a joke there too. It appears to be heavily inspired by the Roland JP8000. It's a 4-voice hybrid paraphonic synthesizer with 2 analog modeling oscillators per voice, an analog filter, an arpeggiator, and a crisp OLED display. That thing is pretty tiny. Pause. I'm not normally, you know what? No pause. I'm not a guy that says pause. That thing is really tiny. Are you ashamed of that? I'm gonna wake up all my neighbors yelling, that thing's really tiny. They're gonna be like, what the fuck? Is he looking in the mirror again? Okay, that looks like it's gonna be really hard to just press one key on. If you have like normal sized fingers. If you got little stick fingers, that thing would be perfect for you. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want one of these. $69? I mean, just set up a MIDI keyboard to it and you're set. I'm not gonna lie, this demo track is fucking awful. Early 2000s call, they want their generic trance back. I mean, $69. Hey, all I'm saying, I'll buy me some knockoff synths if that's what it costs, man. I don't fucking care. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If you make a good product and you're a horrible person, I don't fucking care. I personally just don't really care. Not sure if that makes me a bad person. I just don't care. I guess I'm like a nihilist. I just don't give a shit. Okay, in our next story, Subtract calls out streaming culture. Essentially, he's spoken out about his frustrations over streaming culture and how the industry's over-reliance on DSPs has unleveled the playing field for artists. And I completely agree with that. There's not really too many competing platforms. Essentially, the biggest platforms are Apple Music and Spotify, and everything else is inferior. And if you can pay to be on big playlists on those, then you're doing well. Even better, if you know people there and you're able to get into editorials, or if you're already doing well musically, then you can get into editorials. Essentially, it's just another form of gatekeeping. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean for you to fall down there. Okay, now we got more Behringer news, but this one should be juicy. You know what? Maybe I'm overselling it a bit. It should be a little juicy. So essentially, Behringer launched the Fourlfo. I don't know why I did the quotation. There's no quotations here. In order to expand your synth setup and create intricate effects. So it's a Eurorack module with 4 voltage-controlled LFOs to expand your synth setup. So if you're new to the planet Earth, you may not know, Behringer is pretty known for cloning stuff and offering at a cheaper price. Behringer says it chases analog ghosts in a bid to make music making a more accessible hobby. I mean, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound that bad. But is that really true, though? I don't think everything they clone is something you can't get anymore. I don't know how you say this name. Xaoc? I'm just gonna say a bunch of names and one of those is correct. They said in a Facebook post, to all the pathetic parasites around, imitation is the highest form of flattery. I'm not sure why they're communicating through Facebook posts. These are clearly a bunch of old individuals. I don't know anyone else that does this. Behringer is over 50 cents in development. I can't say I'm surprised. I really can't say I'm surprised. It's currently listed at the price of $99. Okay, in our next story, there are new concert discovery features on Apple Maps and Apple Music. Maybe another reason to consider switching to Apple, but it'd be way doper if it helped artists find gigs. The cities featured currently are Chicago, Detroit, Los Angeles, Nashville, New York City, and San Francisco, Berlin, London, Paris, and Vienna, Tokyo, Melbourne, Sydney, and Mexico City. So this has no effect on me, it seems like. Don't think we're gonna get that Hawaii list anytime soon. In today's quote of the day, we have, "When Kurt Cobain died, I cried because I lost my greatest opponent," by Billy Corgan. Yes, I also cry when I lost my greatest opponent too. Steven. Yes, I've lost I don't know where Steven is gone. I think he escaped his cage and he made a run for it. So if you see a guy that looks exactly like me but wearing a different shirt, call this number on the screen. If you guys see any sort of text me on Telegram thing in the comments, don't click on that shit. That is not me. I would never have a name that says text me on Telegram. In our next story, we have something that looks pretty impressive. I'm not lying. And it'd pair really well with that $69 Behringer Synth, and you'll see why in a second here. I present to you the Expander MK2, aka the fucking overkill. Maybe it's not even overkill. I don't know what else to call it. It looks sick though. Essentially, it's a multi-effect powerhouse. It's available as a tabletop or rack mount unit that offers delay, reverb, chorus, phaser, ring mod, resonator, and overdrive. There's analog and digital versions of almost every effect on here, and many of the effects are built to emulate analog vintage gear. The delay is based on the Lexicon PCM42, while its digital reverb recreates the sound of the Lexicon 224. Chorus section features two distinct BBD chorus lines, a phaser section based around a 12-stage analog phaser circuit, and a quadrant multiplier ring modulator sitting alongside a vintage-style transformer and diode-based ring mod. There's overdrive tube featuring Korg's new tube analog vacuum tube technology, which can deliver everything from subtle texture and warmth to screaming distortion. Warmth, you say? Also has a matrix mixer, making it easy to define effect pathways and play around with different routing patterns. Sounds great. Show me the price.
Holy shit.
Oh no. You're on your way to a car price there, man. But it's shipping out early next year. And our next, wrong place. Alright, we got two Cherry Audio Golden Age classics. They're not synths though. The Novachord and the Solovox, emulating two early electronic instruments before modern synthesizers that were precursors to modern synthesizers. Novachord is based on the revolutionary polyphonic instrument from 1939, while Solovox replicates a related monophonic keyboard instrument intended to provide organ-style leads. I'm not a big fan of organs. I feel like they're very singular use case, at least in my opinion, especially a monophonic one. Okay, I will say this though, right out the gate, I am fucking with this ad hard. Flat Earthers, you have 24 hours to respond.
In 1939, Hammond introduced one of the first fully poly...
That sounds dirty as fuck. Okay, maybe we have achieved analog warmth, because goddamn.
In the following decades, the Novachord graced countless movie and television soundtracks, and the Solovox continued to be used well into the 1960s. Now, for the first time...
$39? Well then, say less. Say less. I mean, don't say less than you already said here, but you get both of them for $39. I mean, if it sounds as good as it did in this ad here, easy. Easy. Although I'm not gonna lie, I'm very weary about buying anything at this point. $39, dude? I'm kind of in shock. I was expecting $100. Don't tell them they could probably charge more for this, because they might actually do it. Cherry Audio, this is the perfect price. Don't charge any more for this. You're doing good. Now don't charge any more for this. Wait, why am I winking? Don't charge any more for this. I'm not telling you to buy. I don't want to have a Sanjay C situation on our hands here. I'm not trying to trick you into buying anything. There's no affiliate links. I make nothing off this. Just give my opinions. Okay, you guys may remember in one of the last WNNs, it may have been maybe a month ago now, I talked about Superplate and how I said it was coming out. Okay, Superplate is out now. It's electrical mechanical plate reverb by Soundtoys. Intro price $79, normal price $149. After coming off that Cherry Audio plugin, I mean, God, $79 seems a little expensive. Can you do anything about that, Soundtoys? I'm not gonna follow that up with an exclusive discount or anything. No, can you guys seriously do anything about that? So I will say this, it does look pretty good. From what I've seen, this does seem like a pretty good reverb. The intro price is a pretty hefty discount. It's almost 50% off. Superplate brings a unique tonal minimal character of 5 classic electromechanical plate reverbs into your studio without the massive investment and back-breaking weight of the originals. Its advanced algorithms capture a level of unmatched realism and versatility and create luscious, expansive effects. At the core of Superplate are meticulous models of the EMT-140, EMT-240, Audicon, Stocktronics RX 4000, Echo Plate 3 reverb units. Its 3 different flavors of analog coloration, tube, solid state, and clean can be used in combination with any of Superplate's styles. Its wide range of modern digital features include infinite decay time, nice. I'm actually kind of excited about the analog coloration too. Built-in pre-delay, expanded modulation controls, full featured EQ for the detailed tonal shaping, and a unique decay ducking option that adjusts decay time to reduce overlap or buildup. That was the one feature I was excited about when I saw it originally. Now I know it's not the first reverb to have that, but I feel like there's not too many really good reverbs that have it yet. Like people were excited about the Cashmere reverb for having that, and it's like that reverb sounds like shit. If that gives you a point of reference here. All these plugin manufacturers need to stop making really good demo videos, okay? My wallet cannot take it anymore. Please stop, for the love of God. I need to fucking eat something. Might be some of the most desperate shit I've ever done. For some reason, there's an open bag of chocolate chips in my fridge, so I'm eating that. Why? I don't really know. Oh, maybe I do believe in karma. I just bit my lip. I'm fucking bleeding. So lastly here, we'll be talking about 2 new universal audio plugins. We got the Electra 88 Vintage Keyboard Studio for $149. Normal price of Electra 88 is $299. And the Capitol Mastering Compressor for $174. Normal price $349. Jesus Christ. Expensive as fuck, man. Really expensive. Especially after coming off those last few plugins we're looking at. God damn. This mastering compressor, it must be really good. It better be.
Man needs a nemesis. A desert that he cannot cross. To keep the soul in wonder, the belly must have hunger. He needs the vultures. And every man needs.
I kind of hate when people do the black and white effect when they bypass an effect. I've done it in the past too, but I really feel like it fucks with your senses, because like when you have it set to black and white, when you bypass it, it's like it tricks you into thinking you're hearing less color too. That's why you got to close your eyes when you listen to these.
Have hunger. He needs the vultures. And every man needs an Everest, a mountain that he cannot climb.
It does seem pretty good. Definitely, we may be achieving analog warmth here, guys. So it gives your tracks a velvet touch, a Capitol's hand-built mastering compressor of the CM5511. Get the Pro Sonics of the same hardware used on catalogs from Capitol, Blue Note, Motown, Verve, and more. I'm not sure what's going on here with this color scheme here. They're making it really hard to read. Maybe it has something to do with my thing flipping to dark mode, but whatever. Easily increase perceived loudness. Oh, okay. Is that what we do with compression? I wasn't 100% certain. Thank you for that. Not gonna lie, seems pretty sick. Very expensive though. Has a trial at least. Okay, let's take a look at the Electra 88 Vintage Keyboard Studio. Gives musicians and producers an inspired album-ready sound of a 1974 Rhodes 88 Suitcase Mark I electric piano, along with the fully stocked Vintage Studio. I don't know why vintage is in quotations there. That's a little bit weird. Studio of Pro production tools. 4 in-the-box tones, nearly indistinguishable from the real thing. Curated analog studio packed with vintage mics. Okay, got it. Sounds good, but we need someone playing it like shit too. I mean, if someone playing it good, that you can make anything sound good. Okay, well this one is $149. Normal price is $299. God damn, that's expensive. It's got a free trial though. Okay guys, that's it for this episode of WNN. I'm your host, Massive Hater, and tonight we didn't do too much hating, to be honest. We actually loved quite a few things. If you made it to the end of the video, comment, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. For everybody who likes this video, you will achieve analog warmth. Make sure to check out my second channel if you have, if you want to support the channel. So join my Patreon, you get quite a few perks. Make sure to consider subscribing to my Twitch or following, whatever feels appropriate to you, or becoming a channel member. You get
The Band Incorporated.